Good morning, all of you. Welcome all participants for IST approved 1 week faculty development program on transforming teaching learning process through modern pedagogical techniques. Day 3, session 1. Speaker for today's session is Dr. Monika Nagpal and topic is use of digital games in teaching learning and assessment. She has done PhD in education technology in teacher education from Jamia Millia Islamia University, New Delhi. Around 5 years of experience in media and filmmaking as assistant director. Some of the reputed projects are film Do Duni Char, starting Nitu Kapoor and late Rishi Kapoor. Edutainment series Gully Gully Sim Sim, an Indian version of Sims Street. She has also served in Commonwealth Educational Media Center for Asia, New Delhi for 2 years. Assistant professor visiting at MIT ADT University, Pune. Now she is serving at CIET NCRT for more than 4 years. Welcome, Monika ma'am. And now I will request you to kindly start your session. Thank you, ma'am.
Very good morning to all the participants and Pratik sir. First of all, I'd like to extend my thanks for inviting me for this session and giving me this opportunity to share a little knowledge, whatever I have with you. I will try to be as simple in my language, but still I would like to know whether English is okay or I shall deal in English and Hindi both, Pratik sir.
Yeah, ma'am. English and Hindi combine it would be great helpful.
Right. तो ठीक है सर. In this session मेरी एक request रहेगी सभी से कि आप लोग एक्टिव रहें. मैं गेम्स मतलब कुछ एक्टिविटीज हम लोग बीच में करेंगे जिससे कि हम सब जुड़े रहें. So be active and be ready with your devices, whether it is on laptop or it is on mobile, so that when I'm sharing the link, you can reply and you can share your ideas about that particular activity. So that the activity here basically aims at, because the session aims at game-based learning, digital game-based learning. So these are all small educational games, and these are very simple educational games which can be developed by a teacher also. Here we are not, we will be telling you a few software, a few application where you can develop high-end games also, but we will more be taking into consideration the simple applications, because as a teacher, we have the limitation of time, we have the limitation of technical expertise, we all come from the similar background, that is education. So with this, I will now start my presentation for today. I'm sharing my screen. I hope it is visible to all of you. The screen is visible to all of you.
Yes, ma'am. Screen is visible.
Now, before we get into the session, I have kept one small activity, and all the details are there on your screen. All of you are requested to go to www.menti.com. I hope you have opened this link. If some of you can start your camera also, it will be really great. I'll be able to interact with faces rather than just the screen. So please open www.menti.com, and once you open the screen, please put this code in front of the screen, 457736666. Please add this code there. Now I am also going on to the same mentimeter.com. Here you can see I have put a question here, game-based learning. So whatever you think about game-based learning, whatever comes to your mind, जो भी आपकी समझ है कि क्या है game-based learning, कैसे है, जो भी आपका एक one word answer इसके लिए हो सकता है, कोशिश करिए one word answer दीजिएगा, तो आसान है और आपको 3 ऑप्शंस मिल रही है. एक पार्टिसिपेंट ने ऑलरेडी रिप्लाई किया है, तो 3 ऑप्शंस हैं, आप 3 ऑप्शंस में वन वर्ड आंसर देंगे और अब हम देखेंगे कि किस तरह से हम लोग अपने इस क्वेश्चन का आंसर स्क्रीन पर आप लोग भी देख पा रहे हो. So fast, everyone. Yes, two of the participants have answered. We have 66 here. 3 now. Now also keep looking at the screen, whoever answered, that one word is becoming bigger and the others are of the same size. How it is getting different with each answer. I'll just give you more than two more minutes, and then we will go to the actual session. Yes, interactivities, very good. Cool, okay, beautiful, yes. More educative, questionnaire, interesting, maths. That's the first subject comes to one of our participating teachers' mind. It makes learning awesome, yes, definitely. What are others doing? Only 9 people have answered till now. Hurry up fast. This is menti.com. You have to go and then you have to apply this code 4577366. Hurry up and answer, and we are going to close within 1 minute now. Anybody answering, or shall we move ahead? Fast. Great. Last 30 seconds left. Let's wrap up this activity. Okay, so now all of you can see that we have certain words which are becoming smaller and some are the words which are becoming bigger. And I think till now the biggest word is school. That means most of the participants have written the word school into their activity. Now it was shifting between interactive school. So basically, as many people write the same word, that word will grow bigger in size. That means it is showing us the data also. It is not just a game, it is not just an activity, but it is a data oriented activity. So here, once you enter your answer, the size will change. And as many participants will participate, the word cloud, this is called a word cloud. You can choose different options for data representation also. I have chosen word cloud. That means the size of the word will grow as many participants reply with the same answer. And other will get smaller because they are replied by few of them or maybe just one of them. So this is how we can also take it up in the classroom, that what a child, what our learners, what our students understand by the given topic which we are going to start. So this will be an engagement activity. This can play as an engagement activity, and this can be done in a classroom situation or in a definitely it can be done in an online scenario. So now if I come from this out from this activity and let's try to represent understand what you have said, what game based learning is. So some of you said interactive. Yes, game based learning is an interactive activity where a child, a learner, or any person is going to interact with that particular game or activity. Is going to get into that activity. Cool, beautiful are basically the artifacts of it. Aesthetically, every activity is planned in such a way that it attracts most of us. It is more educative. Yes, because once, see, when we are passive listeners, now if I keep talking, then you might not understand that. But when I've done this activity, you all must be thinking, or some of you must have started searching that what this Menti is and how you can use it in classroom. So activity brings, a lot of energy in us. Attention span increases with all these kinds of activities and games. This provides hands-on learning without even putting our hands actually. So that's a beauty of these digital games, digital activities, which we can bring to our classroom. Now I'll move ahead. Since we have understood your opinion of game-based learning, now we will actually move on to understanding what digital game-based learning is. So the topic for today's session is use of digital games for teaching, learning, and assessment. Now, what a digital game is. So we all understand what a game is, where we are playing, where we are engrossed in an activity. It can be simply a Ludo, it can simply be a kitchen set game, it can simply be a teacher role play in our houses, or a doctor role play, or any game we are playing with the friends, whether it is Tapu or any other game. So here we are talking about digital games. That means any game which is played using any kind of electronic device. It can be online, it can be offline, it can be individual with computer, it can be with unknown participants, or it can be played in a group. Say for example, I'm sharing a link with my friend that let's play this game together. So what our kids did in this corona period, that they were playing digital games together, not with a computer, not with unknown people, but they were sharing the link and playing the game together. So that is a digital game. The result of the interaction, basically now we are interacting with a game. We are putting up, where you take any example, even chess you can play online. So we are actually getting into and interacting with that environment. The complete setup, we are almost there. So that basically what a digital game does is it enables the players to engage with the content. Now, right now, if we take the example of the activity that you were engaging with the content, you were giving your opinion without raising your hand, without being shy of each other, that what other people will think. In school, we see some people do not, some children do not answer in the class because of their shy nature or reserved nature. So this kind of games can give them an opportunity to participate in the class. Digital games also provide a virtual environment where our students or the player is not limited by the physical space. In physical space also we have certain limitation, but here we can go beyond the physical space also. And we are having a hands-on experience of the material, of the content, of the learning which we are getting through that particular game. So now, before we move ahead, there is another activity. We know what a game is. We know what a digital game is. So now I request all of you to go to joinmyquiz.com go to joinmyquiz.com and enter this joining code, which is visible on your screen. Here we have simple question-based activity, which you will do in a different format. So the aim is to see what kind of activities are available to us. And you can also use this platform for creating quizzes for your own self and your own class. All of you, join myquiz.com. Come on to this, joinmyquiz.com, and then enter this code, joining code on that page. Yes, few of you have joined. DC Sir, Vijayji, Manjushri, Sagar, Kute. You can see on the screen, many participants have already joined. You can still join. This is the joinmyquiz.com. Go to the browser and type this, and then enter this code 429315. To all those who have joined, you must not be seeing anything right now because I'm going to start the game from here. So please, everybody join fast so that I can start the game. As I said, this session is going to be interactive. So please be active during this session. Yes, we have people joining right now. 17 participants have joined. The participant number is huge, but only 17 participants have joined it. So if you wish, you can join fast and then we can read. Okay, so now without waiting, we are going to start this game. I'm saying start. Now you must be receiving questions on your screen and you will answer to those questions and you can see your screen scores here on my screen. Mayuri ji and Prateek sir has attempted 2 questions which are wrong. One question. Prateek sir is leading. Manjushri ma'am is leading. Now you can see it on your screen. Be very careful while answering. There is no winning and losing in this game. This is just an experience. So this is just an experience. Don't worry about the scores. These are not being shared anywhere. These are just to have a feel of how we can conduct these games and how students feel about these type of games in the classroom. So once we will just see that it has only 5 questions. Once any of you have completed questions, we can close this game. Yes, hurry up. Prateek sir has done very good, Prateek sir. Mayuri ma'am, great, you have completed. Well done, Nandu Kishore sir. You have given, I think, all the correct answers. Shall we close or shall we wait for others to complete? क्या गेम बंद की जाए या वेट करें सभी का? Okay. So now I'm just closing this game. And I'm saying we have 24 players here right now. We can only see, as a result, only top 5 I'm clicking so that we can see how who are the toppers, even though we can see it on the screen right now. And that here I end the game. Yes. So now you can see on the screen, third is Santosh Gotagunki, second Manjushri ji, and first is Nando Kishore. Congratulations to 3 of you. Very well done. Now we will move on to the next part. I hope you enjoyed this activity of gaming here. It was about what is a game. It is about general games, not digital games. This was about general games. We have only 5 questions in this game. And now we will move ahead with the session. So now we are going to develop a greater understanding about digital game-based learning. We have understood what a game is. We now also know digital game क्या होता है. अब हम जानेंगे digital game-based learning के बारे में. मतलब हम गेम्स तो बहुत खेलते हैं, चाहे वो कितने ही नाम हम सुन रहे हैं आजकल, हम वो सभी गेम्स खेलते हैं, लेकिन क्या वो लर्निंग बेस्ड गेम्स हैं, ये भी हमारे लिए देखना जरूरी है. So now digital DGBL, or we call it GBL also, it is basically a method for instruction, for giving instructions to the learners, and it incorporates educational content or learning principles. So here the game is designed using instructional designing, and educational content is planned. Learning objectives are created. Based on those learning objectives, the game has been planned for engaging the learners into that game for learning a particular content. तो अगर हम साधारण भाषा में समझें तो हम इंस्ट्रक्शनल डिजाइन यूज करते हुए गेम को बना रहे हैं जिसके अंदर हमारा एजुकेशनल कंटेंट है. ऐसे ही कोई भी मस्ती का या टाइम पास का कंटेंट नहीं है. प्रॉपर एजुकेशनल एक कंटेंट हमने सिलेक्ट किया है, उसका एक लर्निंग का लेवल सिलेक्ट किया है, लर्निंग की भाषा सिलेक्ट की है जहां जरूरत है, उसको डिजिटल गेम में मॉडिफाई किया है विद अ लर्निंग ऑब्जेक्टिव इन प्लेस. वी हैव, हम लोगों ने कुछ ना कुछ लर्निंग ऑब्जेक्टिव पहले डिफाइन किए हैं और इसका फाइनल एम क्या है? एंगेजिंग लर्नर्स इन द लर्निंग प्रोसेस एंड विद लर्निंग द कंटेंट. नाउ दिस DGBL ये जो है, ये क्या कहता है? दिस इज एन अप्रोच टू टीचिंग वेयर स्टूडेंट्स एक्सप्लोर different aspects of game in a learning context. So here they are not just playing game, but while playing game, they are learning new concepts, new topics, new ideas. So they are exploring both these together. Now, teachers and students here come together in order to add details about that particular topic, about giving a detailed overview of that topic, and also experience of playing the game. So here we are not again, here we are not leaving the teacher on side, but teacher is facilitating this game and is adding more content along with the game to make it learning more effective. Now, if we talk about good game-based learning application, they take us to the virtual environment. We are so engrossed as a learner, as a teacher in that environment, that we forget the other environments around us. And this virtual environment looks very similar and familiar to us. In that case, we learn better. So that is the beauty of this digital game-based learning. Now, when we say virtual environments, these are basically simulation games. So games also can be of different types: general games, activity-based games, simulation-based games, like the pilots get training on the simulations of the aircraft. We cannot use aircraft for training. So a simulated environment is created for their training. Similarly, in medical also, if we get into the older times, they were experimenting first on maybe animals and then on the dead bodies, and then they were actually practicing on the human beings, living beings. So now this all can happen digitally. Digitally, they can work on it, they can learn through it in the simulation mode, so that they are not harming the human being also, but their learning is also appropriate. Now, before we move forward, why we are discussing this digital game-based learning? The definitely first answer is that we want learning to be effective. We want our learners to be engaged. We also want new methods of teaching and learning. So, but our NEP also provides certain guidelines. जो हमारी राष्ट्रीय शिक्षा नीति 2020 है, वो भी हमें कुछ ना कुछ दिशा निर्देश देती है, जिसके थ्रू हम अलग अलग टेक्निक्स के साथ अपनी टीचिंग को और अपनी लर्निंग को इफेक्टिव बना सकते हैं. तो दीज आर द पॉइंट्स फ्रॉम द NEP कि जब पैंडेमिक सिचुएशन थी तो वर्चुअल लर्निंग ने रिप्लेस किया स्कूल एजुकेशन को, फेस टू फेस लर्निंग को, और एक नई टाइप ऑफ लर्निंग जो है हमने उसको री इमेजिन किया, रीप्लान किया. द पॉलिसी ऑल्सो गिव्स इम्पोर्टेंस टू टेक्नोलॉजी, क्योंकि जब हम ऑनलाइन है तो टेक्नोलॉजी की इंपॉर्टेंस तो अपने आप ही हमारे पास आती है. किस लिए टेक्नोलॉजी की इंपॉर्टेंस है? क्लासेस के लिए तो है ही, टीचर्स को हेल्प करने के लिए, क्योंकि डिजिटल कंटेंट बहुत सारा अवेलेबल है. लैंग्वेज का बैरियर खत्म करने के लिए, जो कि स्टूडेंट और टीचर के बीच में कभी एग्जिस्ट करता है, उसको भी खत्म करने में टेक्नोलॉजी मददगार हो सकती है. क्रिएटिंग डिजिटल लाइब्रेरीज, popularizing language learning as well as ensuring greater access to education. अब greater access का क्या मतलब है? जब हम यहाँ थे और पेंडेमिक थी, मैं यहाँ दिल्ली में हूँ, आप महाराष्ट्र में हैं, पर अगर कोई स्टूडेंट अपने होम टाउन में भी है तो भी वो अपनी एक्चुअल सिटी के स्कूल में बैठकर आराम से पढ़ रहा था ऑनलाइन मोड में. तो एक्सेस जो है वो बढ़ गई थी इन रियल टाइम. Now, what it talks about games, mathematics and mathematical and computational thinking जो है वो बढ़ती है किससे? During this school years it increases, जो कि शुरू एक्चुअली फाउंडेशनल स्टेज पे होती है, और इसके लिए हम इनोवेटिव मेथड्स यूज करते हैं, जिसके अंदर गेम्स, पजल्स, इवन ब्लॉक्स, इन सब का हम लोग इस्तेमाल करते हैं टू इंक्रीज दिस कंप्यूटेशनल thinking. So now here with games we are also bringing in digital games for making it more engaging and more entertaining as well. Now NEP states that a digital repository, basically a storehouse जिसे हम समझेंगे, of content including creation of coursework, learning games, teaching and learning games, simulations, augmented reality, virtual reality will be developed with a clear public system for rating by user on effectiveness and quality. So NEP क्या कह रही है कि हम इस तरह का बहुत सारा कंटेंट क्रिएट करें और उसे लोग यूज करें, आप यूज करें, स्टूडेंट्स यूज करें, उसकी रेटिंग करें, जिससे कि हम उस क्वालिटी को भी इंक्रीज करें. तो ये कंटेंट क्रिएट कौन करेगा? क्योंकि कंटेंट रीजनल भाषाओं में बनना है तो हमारे देश के सभी टीचर्स पार्टिसिपेट करेंगे, जैसे कि आप सभी. तो इसीलिए हमने इस NEP के पॉइंट को भी आपके पास लाया कि हम समझ सके कि हमारी पॉलिसी, हमारी नीति में कहा क्या गया, वो हमसे क्या चाहती है, हमें कैसे उसकी तरफ बढ़ना है. Now, for making the learning fun-based and student-appropriate, different apps and gamification is introduced in multiple languages. one major focus of the NEP is language, regional language, use of regional language in teaching and learning. So for that, we, as a teacher, we have to develop games. We are not just the users of games, but we are the creators of games also. So with this intent, we are now today understanding what a digital game-based learning is, what should be, how it can be created, what are the different applications available, what are the different points which we need to consider before getting into creating these games. Now we know what a digital game is, which we are playing online or offline, individual or in a group or with a computer. These are all digital games. Now we'll understand the importance of this digital games. Now you can here see on the screen that there are different benefits of this kind of games. Okay. So digital games have a lot of benefits. Some of the benefits I think you can also list upon that, as I discussed, it can be more engaging, it can bring in focus also. So now we will discuss all these points one by one. Digital games provide individual feedback. Now you have just played a game. Did you receive your marks? If I add comments in each question, you must be getting the comment appropriate to your answer. So if your answer is correct, the comment can be, well done, you have done a good job. If the answer is wrong, the creator can add, try again. Or you can give also, as a teacher, you can give a hint for that particular question. And once the hint is well received by the learner can give correct answer. So here the option of individual feedback is there in the digital game. Then creative icebreakers. Now creative icebreaker is basically when I said that some of the participants do not answer in the class, some of the learners do not speak in public. So in this kind of digital game, they can simply reply through their phone. There, no data is visible, their names are not visible. We can make such settings. In the first game, we did not see any name. In the second game, we showed the names. So we can do the appropriate settings on the devices that the names, if we want them to be visible or not. So in this way, they can also participate. They can also ice break in class without even speaking in the class. So their participation will increase. If their participation will increase, their confidence will increase. Improving the confidence will lead that they will start speaking in the class. So this way we can use these technologies to enhance the participation in the classroom scenario. The next is improved retention. So how we are saying that improved retention? Once we are engaging with the content, we are not passively listening there. We are actually doing something there. And when we do it, we learn more in a better way. So in that case, we can have better retention than in comparison to any other setup of teaching and learning. So basically, if we say that digital games require a lot of concentration, because if you miss one step, you will lose the game. So when you are completely in a concentration mode, you are strategizing for your game, you are formulating your own way of winning that particular game, you are completing different tasks, different stepwise tasks or different levels in the game, then you are more engaged with the game. This all activities require higher level of concentration and attention. So when we are fully engaged, the retention will definitely be better. If the retention is better, the learning is boosted, right? So how we are playing a game. Maybe we are playing the same game many times, then maybe by the end of second or third round, we'll be able to successfully complete the game. And with this practice of doing again and again, we will be able to have a learning boost in ourselves. So that also is provided by the game-based learning. Engagement. The next point is boost engagement. Of course, when the engagement is there, then only we are retaining. Engagement is that concentration which we are putting up in the game, and we are completely engrossed in that game. If you can simply see at your home when your children, if they are there, or if you yourself are playing the game, you are completely engrossed. Somebody is calling you, you are not bothered, you are not even listening. आपको समझ ही नहीं आ रहा, सुना ही नहीं दे रहा, आप इतने खोए में अपनी गेम में. कोई भी काम जो आप दिल से करते हैं तो आप उसमें पूरी तरह से engage होते हैं. So these kind of digital games also boost the engagement of learners. Encourages collaboration. Now, how it can encourage collaboration? As I said, you can play game as a single player or double player or a multiplayer game. You can build here competence of coordination and collaboration because you are playing the game together, either against each other or even together playing the same game. So these all type of situations gives you the learning of enhancing collaboration in yourself. The next is motivate. Of course, when we have a better engagement, better retention, better learning, the child, the learner, the participant will get motivated towards the learning, towards that particular subject, towards that particular kind of activity. So this will bring them more, more focused and more happily they will start that learning that class. Then trial and error. Of course, trial and error, I think, has been covered in the previous points also, that when we are playing the same game twice, thrice, in first time we may not cross the level 1 also. But slowly, after each trial and making errors, losing that game, we finally win that level and move on to the next level. Or we finally finish that game with all the success. So that is all trial and error, that we are completely engaged, we are working on our mistakes and learning from our mistakes in the next trial, and then we are successfully completing that particular game. Now, the next is better problem solving. As I said, once we made a mistake, second time we learn from that mistake and do not commit that mistake. We may commit a new mistake, but again, in the next round, we learn from that mistake and move ahead. So we are sharpening our skills of problem and solving technique, which is very important, not just among teachers, but amongst learners also. Then practice. Game definitely provides us with the practice aspect, that we are able to practice more and more using these digital games. These were some of the significant points of digital games which we have just discussed. Now we are moving on to gaming principles. If you have any questions, we can take it either now or we can take towards the end also, as you feel comfortable or as the Pratik sir will advise me. Just a second. So if there are no questions, we can move ahead. For gaming also, we have certain principles. It is not like just we have started a game and that's it. Now in the previous game also which we played, we saw a leaderboard where we could see the results of all the participants. These results were based on not just your correct answers, but also on your speed and other different parameters. Out of that, the three were decided as the winner, first, second, and third. So these were all your scores inside, which were actually leading to that final score. Now here we have in different games, we can have different ideas, but additive grading is one part, one principle in gaming, which means when we play a game, points are added with each play. We get certain points in all the games. You must have seen some of the games. We are receiving certain points, and they are added and cumulated into a grade towards the end of that class or end of that game. So that is a additive grading. Here, basically, with every step, with every question, we are receiving a mark, and then towards the end, the addition of the marks along with the time is creating one particular result, that is additive grading. Next is badges. If you know that in school also, when somebody performs good, a badge is given to a learner. Here in gaming also we have the principles of providing badges. Now what are these badges? These are basically digital artifacts or images which student collect as a feedback for the learning. So in different games, it can be provided in a different way. In this game, if you could look at the end, the three winners were announced and different badges were given to them. So this way, badges are given in the gaming. Additive grading was just the marks which was shown on the board. We could see that, and at the every end of every question, we receive a mark, and it is additive grading is based on learning objectives and the achievement of the learner using each and every step or a question. Depends on the type of game, whether it is a step-based game or a question-based game. Based on that, based on the achievement or the learning outcome, the marks are given, the points are given. Badges are given once student receives a feedback. A teacher can give individually a badge or can assign digitally badges for particular level of students. The next is leaderboard. Now here we have seen leaderboard in the previous game again. Games are given aligned to learning objectives. First of all, that the game is prepared aligned to learning objectives. Then leaderboards are presented for showing up the name of the students or symbol of the students. Not every time we are adding names. We can definitely give them a nickname or maybe an image or a some kind of sign or symbol. Based on that, their performance is shown in front of them. So if we imagine our schools and colleges, we have a leaderboard in the principal room also, maybe the 10th awardee, 12th awardee, toppers. This way we have the leaderboard in the schools also. So similarly, we have it in the games, and we have just seen it in our previous game, one of the leaderboard. Next is the levels. We are well aware that in games also we have difficulty levels. When we learn, teacher also gives us initially ask us very simple questions. As we started with a very simple question. What is a game-based learning? Then we came on to the next level. What are different questions of game-based learning? Now we are increasing the level of difficulty. In the games also, in general games also, we see difficulty levels. In educational games which we prepare also, we can add difficulty level in those games. So it is basically moving from easy to complex. We as I think when we were pupil teachers or student teachers, when we were in our doing our B.Ed or D.L.Ed, we have learned about maxims of teaching, that we go from easy to difficult. So that maxim apply in the gaming also. Next is locks. Now locks are very important for a teacher, especially in educational context. It is a very important principle which can be utilized in a very appropriate manner. Here, all the students learn on their own pace. We know in the classroom also some of the students are there. They will just complete in a fraction of a minute their activity, their question, or they will answer. But some of the students will take time. You might need to take remedial classes for them. So for those students and for those students who are very fast, we have to take them together. So here in the games, we have locks. So that means till the time you achieve certain level of accuracy in one level, you cannot move on to the next level. That is the gaming locks, which can be utilized. Say, for example, you can fix 80% accuracy, then only you can move on to the next level of the game. So this way we are actually motivating our kids to move ahead with definitely certain learning percentage. Will not just that, okay, everybody is shifting to level 2, so all the kids have to shift to level 2, even though they are not able to complete level 1. So in that case, they will feel left out in the level 2 also, that we are not able to perform. But if they complete level 1 with a certain percentage, they will be able to perform at level 2 better also. So these are some of the gaming principles which we have just discussed. Now we are going on to the next level. And before going on to next level, we again have a game to play with all of you. Now, this is a third application which I'm introducing as a game. You can simply scan this QR code which is visible on your screen, or you can go on to www.kahoot.it and type this game pin there. Or you can simply use the any scanner app and scan this QR code, and then we will conduct this activity together. Are you ready? So now this is the platform from where we are playing the game. I am going into right now classic mode. This is a new game pin they have generated. You can use this pin also. Go to www.kahoot.it and then use this pin 3261 or scan this QR code. Yes, we have 3 participants till now. Join fast. Again, we have stopped at 9 participants. Any more joining? Fast. So now I'm starting the game since 10 participants have joined. This is a quiz. Now you can choose one of the correct answers from here. We have 2 answers right now. Only 5 seconds left. 4, 3, 2, 1 and 0. Next question. So out of 7, we have only 1 correct answer. The answer was immersive. Educational digital games are immersive. What we do is we get immersed into that particular game. Going to the next question. So here is the scoreboard. Game-based learning is suitable for mathematics, science, social science, or all. 1 answer, 2 answers, fast. We have only 5 seconds left now. Yes, we have 9 correct answers and 3 wrong answers here. See, the scoreboard is coming here. You can see all the elements of games on the screen also. Game-based learning is suitable for teaching learning of abstract concepts. This is a true and false activity. Fast. We have 10 seconds left. We have 10 answers. Last 2 seconds. And done. So we have 10 correct answers and 2 wrong answers. Again, a scoreboard. Next. Digital games do not aim at retention of learning, motivating learners, distracting learners, engaging learners. Do not aim at. Read the question carefully and answer. Fast. Over. So here, digital games do not aim at distracting learners. It was a negative question. That is why I focused on the question also. It aim at retention of learning. It aim at motivating learners. It aim at engaging learners. But it does not aim at distracting learners. So here is the scoreboard. And we have a next question. This is the last question. This question is out of syllabus right now. We are going to discuss it right now after this game, but you can simply try. This is not a gaming software or application. PUE, H5P, Lumi, Scratch. Which of this you think is not an application for gaming? Okay. So PUE is not a gaming application. H5P, Lumi, Scratch, all these applications allow us for creating games. Three, Vinita, 3 out of 5. Second, the first is, now you can see how beautifully the name has been announced. Runner-up are Nandu sir and Anita ji. First is Bise sir, second is Sasireka, third is Vinita. Right? I hope you enjoyed this game. So here we have the scores also. If we want to see how everybody has performed, we can see that also. All the details are given here. Okay, now we'll move on to the next part of the presentation. Now here we have to be focused about when we are talking about digital games for learning, DGBL we are talking about, then we have to talk about learning also. And we are all familiar with certain laws of learning which we have read in our previous years. So here also when we are implementing certain games, we have to be careful about different aspects. So first is the law of readiness. These were the laws given by Murphy in 2011. And the first one is law of readiness, which is very indicative, very clear from its term that we have to see whether the learner is ready for this particular game or activity. We cannot see out of these 90 participants approximately, we could only join in one of the game, 24, 25 participants join, in other 11, 12 participants only join. So law of readiness here was important. Since you have not switched on your cameras, you are not even communicating, it is very difficult for a teacher to check whether everybody is ready. And this is just a session, but when a teacher is very engaged with the learner, regularly meeting with the learner, the teacher can identify that, okay, whether our learners are ready or not. So readiness can be physical readiness. If you don't have a device availability or internet availability, you cannot play such game. if you are mentally and emotionally available, emotionally ready for playing a game, then only you can do it in a appropriate manner. So that's the readiness we have to check at different levels. Then the second is law of effect, law of exercise. Second is law of exercise. That means now you have given certain answers right, certain answers wrong. But once again, if we play, you will receive many correct answers, many more correct answers. That is the law of exercise. Because now some of the questions you are familiar with the game playing technique also, and you have heard a few answers also while discussion. So this way, law of exercise can also help in improving your learning. Third is law of effect. That means once a learner is more prepared, better involved, better engaged, then the learning will be improved. So that is the law of effect. Law of readiness and law of exercise contribute to law of effect. If the readiness is not there, law of effect will be zero. Law of, if a learner is not practicing or not engaged, the effect will be not appropriate. Then if we say law of intensity, once a learner is engaged properly, then as I said when we were discussing the significance of digital game-based learning, when a learner is completely engaged in the game, the concentration is very good in that game, the intensity will be very high for learning. The first point is engagement in that learning, in that particular activity. If the engagement is not there, then the learner may not learn appropriately. And when we are completely intensely engaged, we are getting immersed into that kind of learning. The word which came in the first question, immerse means that we are actually इसे कहते हैं हम डूब गए उस लर्निंग में, इतना ज्यादा उसके अंदर हो गए. So that is the immersion in learning. And these digital games, AR, VR brings immersion in learning. They are immersive technologies that we are leaving the real physical world and we are getting into a different world of learning or playing games and learning through them. Then there is law of primacy. Law of primacy is that what is of prime importance will be covered first. Because what is important has to be given first and given in an appropriate manner, that it should it is visible that it is very important and prime. So that is also amongst laws of learning. While using a game, we have to be careful. Then there is law of resense. Now, if I play a game which we used to play in our childhood, maybe the snake and ladder game we used to play, that children might not enjoy today. So now the recent activities, new technologies, and with a new, kind of virtual world, AR, integrated things, then the learner will be more engaged in that. And also we know certain things previously. And if we are going to learn a new topic, we have to engage them in a new way, in a reset. We have to bring more new things to them for learning to happen in a appropriate way or learning to happen effective. So all of these laws aims at bringing effectiveness in teaching and learning. Now we will land on, now you want to play a game. I will show you some of the games which are available on different platforms, which have been created by people like us and you only, that these games are available. We will go on to one platform and we will see how you can access these games and how you can take a learning that which kind of games you can develop. So now here I'm on a platform. This is by NCRT only, itfdigitalgames.ncrt.org.in. We have here categorized games in as per the level and subject. Say for example, foundational, if I go at maybe maths, right now. We will see a few of the games. So these are the games classification. Right here we have given all the details. Now, because game is a learning game, so here we have an objective, we have a description of the activity. Fruits of different colors are displayed on the screen. Child has to classify the fruits on the basis of color or shape. Now we are going on to
Observe the
activity.
fruits. Can we put them in 4 baskets on the basis of their color? Let us try and put them into 4 groups.
So
Drag fruits to the basket to form the
concept
4
of
groups.
classification we are learning through this game. Here, if I'm going to take red apple in the red basket, it is going to stay. If I take orange into red, it won't go. So this is teaching them the classification. If I'm going to take it in the green basket, it is not going to go. Now this way we are learning that, okay, we are clarifying our concept of color as well as we are engaged with the game. So if I'm going to do it like this now appropriately, so this way this is a very simple application which all the teachers can use to create these games. This is for foundational level which we have chosen. We can create for higher level also using similar type of techniques and or different methods of games. Now I say check. I got all the points. Now, for example, if I, right now it is over, if I would have not given the correct answer, then the score would not be the full score. So this way we can learn different games. Now I'll go back again on games. This was foundational. We can get into some maybe history game if we see. Now here we have our objective, we have description. Now we will move on to the slide 2. Detailed description is given because this is the higher level. This is a Kawal's photo. So this way we are presenting the content in a different manner for the higher level classes. For further in science also we can play different games. Now here if you see, this is an explanatory idea, and then we will move on to the its practical aspect also. Here we can see the steps. Now in this we have simply turned and we have got the parts of the flower. Now we'll again go to certain different things. Here we can see a different completely, this is a simulation based game which we will see here. This is state of matter. Now here state of matter, we know there are 3 different state of matter: liquid, solid and gases. Now if right now, sorry, there are many games, you can try them, but I was trying one game. Okay, so if I'm going to heat this, now you can see how these atoms and molecules are separating with each other. This is the gaseous form. Right now, if I froze it, cool down the particles, then what would happen? We will see that also. Now you can see they are simply settling down as a solid form at one particular place. Can you see this? So this type of games can enhance learning and make it more engaging also for the learners. Similarly, we can also go on to books and make them interactive books. Basically, in digital games also we are interacting with the games. And when we go on to the digital books, interactive books, then we are interacting with the book also. And all these games can be integrated into a book form also. Now here is a book. This is in a flipbook format. Flipbook format is one of the format for making interactive books where we can add a lot of digital content in the books itself. Now we are opening the pages. You can listen to the sound of these pages also. Now here you can see on some of the content we have added audio here. If I play it, in the book itself the content is available. Here if I click, again we have a game which is quiz based games. हिंदी में है ये इतिहास हिस्ट्री के लिए. इतिहास पढ़ने में हम अतीत के बारे में मुख्यतः क्या सीखते हैं? लंबे अंतराल में धीरे धीरे होने वाले परिवर्तनों का समाज पर असर, पुरुषों और महिलाओं का योगदान, मनुष्य के व्यक्तित्व के विकास को समझने का प्रयास, प्राकृतिक परिवेश को समझने का प्रयास. तो मेरे ख्याल से यहाँ पे होगा शायद ए और बी. हमको क्लिक करके देखते हैं and we are correct. And then we move on to the next. That's it. Only one question has been added in one particular slide and we were more engaged in that kind of learning. Similarly, if I go ahead with more pages, again we have a few questions. If you want, I can click here also. फ्रांस में चित्रों वाली गुफा की खोज किसके द्वारा की गई? गलत जवाब. I selected one answer. Do you want to play it again? Yes. छात्रों द्वारा. सही जवाब. So this way I am engaging in the book itself and playing the game. I am learning all the concepts. So this is how we can also learn all these concepts. These all games are also available on Diksha platform, which is created by NCERT. You can play all these games on Diksha and learn from them also. I'll just take you through this platform also and show you one of the games. Right now I'm directly landing onto a game, but you can search on different topics. The games are mapped with different contents. Now here, which day of the week is shown by the date written below? 3rd November. Which is the day? Thursday. So I'm going to write here Thursday and check. It says wrong because I have given a wrong spelling. So if I say show solution, it will give me the correct spelling. Similarly, we have a lot of questions here. This is something different. This is something different. We have different questions in the activities which can be answered by students in different formats. Right now I'm writing somewhere we are only selecting, and some of the places we are also playing the game properly. I'm slightly moving fast, showing you less resources because we are left with less time and we have good content to cover. Now, we have learned about digital games. What are these digital games? How we can use them, where they are available. We have seen a few games online also, and we have played a few games also. Now, how to create these digital games? We say, what is the software for creating games? But no. As a teacher educator, I will say, first of all, what is the content which has to be converted into a game? Because content is more important than a game. Here, for creating any content, basically for any format, whether you want to create a video, you want to create an audio, or you want to create some other kind of content. First, the content has to be ready. Then it has to be decided that which type of presentation technique you want to take, whether you want to make it a game, or you want to just record an audio, or you just want to record a video, or you want to create an animation, or you want to create an infographic. Based on the content, based on the learner's level, you can decide upon this. So for creating any digital content or any rather educational content, we use instructional designing. And ADDIE is one of the model of instructional designing. ADDIE is basically acronym of analysis, design, develop, implement, and evaluate. So analysis here means we are analyzing what is the need, कहाँ पे हमें लगता है गेम को बनाने की जरूरत है या एक कंटेंट की जरूरत है जहाँ बच्चों को समझने में मदद हो रही है, क्या रिक्वायरमेंट है, बच्चों की क्या अंडरस्टैंडिंग है, बच्चों की क्या कैपेबिलिटी है। हम कोई गेम बना दें उनके पास डिवाइस ही ना हो तो कोई फायदा नहीं है इस तरह की। तो ये सारा एनालिसिस हम नीड एनालिसिस फर्स्ट लेवल पे करते हैं। सेकेंड लेवल पे वी आर टॉकिंग अबाउट डेवलपिंग learning objectives. What are the learning objectives? What will be the delivery format? Keeping the need, we are deciding the format here. What will be the activities and what will be the exercises which are to be given during this kind of content? Then we are finally creating a content, developing a course material, developing a game, developing a video, reviewing the video and piloting that video. After we are done with this, we are implementing it. Implementing means we are actually taking it to the field for usage. Then evaluating its performance. Say for example, you created a game and then you implemented it and now you are evaluating that how it was useful. So this was basically the major concept components of ADDIE. But one thing which is very important in ADDIE is evaluation is not at the end. Evaluation is at every stage in ADDIE. After A also we are evaluating, analysis after evaluating, and then we are evaluating after designing also, we are evaluating after developing also, as I said here, piloting the developed work. Whatever content you have developed, pilot that, check that how it works. Then we are finally implementing and evaluating. So this is the instructional designing. This is a long process, but this makes the content very effective, very useful. We have very less chances of making any kind of error in this kind of content when we are using such kind of instructional designing model. Now coming to the tools for creating digital games. You have all seen Mentimeter. Now we have just played a game. Kahoot you have seen, quizzes you have seen. I will simply take you to, let me take you to quizzes just to guide you that how you can use this platform for creating quizzes. Now here you have an option to create a quiz. Simply go to create, enter the name, choose the subject and move on as per the instruction given. Or you can simply go on to, this is the quizzes library. You search for your own topic. Say for example, I want to search for any topic you can say. Maybe I'll say this fractions. Now you can see there are a lot of quizzes which are already made by certain teachers, certain people around us. For different grades, we have different quizzes. Now you can, based on your need, you can simply choose one of the quiz. Now you can start a live quiz or assign it as a homework. These are the quizzes. Write the improper fraction as a mixed number. After a child will do it, will choose the correct answer and will complete the quiz and submit. So this way we have available, we have different quizzes available for different topics. Not just this simple topics, you can use computer, science, any topic you want to choose. all the quizzes are available in different formats. Once you start creating, you will find out there are different ways of presenting questions also. So if I again click on this thing, I'm saying test, maths, say for example, next. This is not a lesson, this is a quiz, and next. Now you can see we have assess multiple choice, we have match, we have filling the blanks, we have reorder, then we have higher order thinking skills. Draw, open-ended, video response, audio response, poll, or slide. All this type of activities you can create using quizzes. So this is the benefit of creating your own quiz, or you can simply use someone else's quiz also. Coming back here, then we have word wall. I am not explaining Mentimeter and Kahoot. We have practiced. You can simply go to mentimeter.com or Kahoot. You can install the app also, Kahoot app, and you can create your activity. I'm now going on to word wall. This is also very beautiful. We have beautiful activities here, which we can use. So I'm simply going on to a maze chase game for learning. Say, here we have a general knowledge of India, already maze available. You can simply start and learn. Gita is the folk dance of, I have to take this person here and save it from these people also, so that he is not killing me. He is killed. So I have a next option again, which it is giving me. So now I can go. I'm not very good in this kind of games. So here, I'm able to achieve 1 mark for this game. Now kids will enjoy this kind of games if we play. Now we have next question, 1024 kilobyte is equal to what? So we can start playing all these games in the classroom. We can share the links of these games with the students for their better learning. Similarly, we have game show, quiz, open the box. Different type of games are available on this word wall. Then we have H5P. H5P, you can create interactive games. These are called H5P games, but the platform we use for creating H5P is Lumi. But right now I'm taking you to one of the application where H5P has shown which kind of content is available. So if I say, these are all type of content which you can create for your learning, teaching and learning. We have drag and drop, find the hotspot, multiple hotspot, filling the blanks, essay, drag the word, crossword, flashcards, image sequencing, image pairing, image hotspots. Then also we have video hotspots in this. These are all different varieties of games which are available, which you can also use to create your own games. Say for example, I'll go to maybe let's see, find the hotspot. We can try. Which of one of these berries is named after a town in Turkey? I don't know. Incorrect. Replay. So this way, we are actually clicking on it. We are not finding anything here, but we are clicking on it and learning. The game which we see on Diksha also has been created using this H5P. For creating H5P content, the application which we used is Lumi Education. Lumi Lumi Education. Go to Lumi Education, click on it, and then see. This is the same thing which we have just saw there. And we can create our own content. So when I say get started, it will ask me to download for my system. Which kind of system I have, I can download according to them and start creating the interactive content based on H5P. Now we have Scratch also. Scratch, we can create stories, games, animation, and we can also share around with others. So here also you can simply try. They have the tutorial video also. Using that tutorial video, you can start using Scratch and learn the games. If you still don't feel difficulty in accessing Scratch or Lumi, we have on NCRT official YouTube channel different we have sessions on that, explanatory sessions. You can use those sessions and also learn through them. Then we have Slido. Slido is like Mentimeter only. We have Hot Potatoes. This is also one of the application which can be downloaded on the system, and you can work on this application and create your content. Hot Potatoes, we have only 6 options of creating content, but they are very simple, very easy for a teacher to create content using Hot Potatoes. I think that is it for this session. If you have any questions, now we can move on to the questions, because I've spoken for good 1.5 hours. Now I'll invite questions from you so that we can, I can also know whether you've heard something or listened to something and understood. Pratik sir, any questions we want to take?
Yes, so participants, if you have any questions, just you can proceed further regarding same.
You can also write in the chat box for the questions. No question means either you have not understood anything or you have understood everything. Please, I'll request you now at least switch on your cameras and at least interact with me so that I can understand whether I have been able to tell you something new or not. Yes, Bisa sir, how was it? Did you understand something? Nandu sir, really? Okay, we have a question from Preeti madam. We have to pay for this game or it is free? So ma'am, in different games, we have different setups, but whatever games I have used, or till the extent I have used, they are free. They have a pro version also, which is paid. You don't need to go for that pro version. You can simply use the free version of these games. Hot Potato is completely free. H5P is completely free, which is done using Lumi. Only thing is you need to have a platform to host H5P. So that is one thing. Can we set timings? Yes, I have already set timings in all the games. So you can make it teacher mapped also, that teacher can move one question to another question, or you can set timings for the games. In Kahoot also we had a few seconds, 20 seconds I think, and in quizzes also we had time. In WordWall, this thing, Cloud, we did not keep any time. So it is up to a teacher that how much time they want to keep it, or they want to make it movable as per the need of teachers also. Any more questions? Please come up. I'll be happy to answer. Send us material to proceed step by steps. Okay. What I'll do is I will show you one page. I'm just sharing my screen. That will be very helpful to all of you. So here, simply click onto the CIET website. ciet.nic.in, or you can go to NCERT website and come here also. Come on events section. In event section, we have webinar. When we click on webinar, we have done a lot of webinars on different topics. So you can choose these topics and learn through them. Say, for example, here for exploring quiz maker for teaching and learning. So if you want to create quizzes, you can use this tool also. The tools which I have mentioned are also covered here. We have till now covered approximately 650 topics. It was started when the COVID pandemic hit. New tools were introduced using this online platform so that every teacher can learn new tool and use those tools. So here we have, you can see the resource link, that means presentation or the recorded video. You can access these videos and learn through them also. So that was, you can go to CIET website. What I can do is I can type here in chat box also, ciet.nic.in, and go to events section and choose webinar. So these all sessions are available here. You can use these so that you can learn not just this, you can learn more. We had a limited time. There we have 600 hours of the session. You can choose as per your subject priority also. Also, the tools which we discussed today, they are beyond subject. So you can use it for any subject. So if there are no questions, we can, Pratik sir, any next information from your side?
No, ma'am. I think participants don't have any queries regarding the same. Ma'am, the session was very wonderful. It was very awesome, as I am getting messages from the participants regarding the digital games and how to create all these digital games, the awareness which you have created. Simply, it was an awesome session. Thank you so much.
Thank you, sir. Thank you so much. Thank you all for participating in this session. My request next time, if I join, please keep participating, be active. Next time, I would like to see all the videos switched on so that we have a better learning experience and teaching experience also. Thank you very much. Bye-bye. Take care.